Yeah, I said yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up, what up? Okay, we've got a great show today. For real, we have a great show today. We woke up like today was one of them days. I feel like I'm back on the right time zone after being in the wrong time zone. Not in the wrong, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I got used to one time zone, came back to the home time zone, and now my body has re-regulated. So great rest last night. Woke up this morning ahead of the game. Plus, yesterday on the show, we kind of made it a two-parter. You know what I'm saying? A to be continued. Do you guys remember that? I wonder if you are old enough to remember pre-streaming with television. Pre-streaming, it was like we always had, shows that you watched or whatever, and then you kind of had to wait till the next week to be able to watch the show or whatever. And every once in a while, these shows would do a to be continued. You'd be right in the thick of the show, right? You're like right in the thick of it. You're feeling it. Everything's jiving. And then boom, all of a sudden they're like, end, to be continued. And you're like, what? And now you got to like wait a week. It ain't like no streaming stuff. You're like, oh, next episode. No. Yeah, so kind of we did that yesterday. We did a to be continued, and we're going to continue that today. And so because of that, a little less prep, a little better production, everything's on time. Let's roll.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father
To 8.
and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Thursday. That's right. Today is Thursday, December 11th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, December 11th, 2020. I said 2026, 2025. So I want to make sure we I even wrote down 2026. That's how far ahead my brain is at this stage. Like I'm already living and existing in 2026, knowing that decisions made today ultimately show themselves 90 days from now. I don't know if I've talked about that much in here with my clients and the members of 800% Club, people that I work with. I remind them all the time, decision made today ultimately determines a result 90 days from now. There's like a lag, right? I make a decision today that I'm going to start going to the gym every day. 90 days later, I really start to see the effect of that. I make a decision today to date someone, be in a relationship. 90 days later, I see the result from that. I make a decision today to follow up, make phone calls, generate leads, run a business, whatever it is. About 90 days later, you start to see the results of that decision. It's kind of interesting. So my brain, all I'm talking about is 2026. All we're prepping for is 2026. All we're laying out is 2026. So my brain is like literally I'm already in February of 2026. That's like the mental place where I'm at. So anyways, today is Thursday, December 11th, 2025, not 2026. Today is also day 70 of the hashtag Unrecognizable Challenge. So for those of you that joined me or have been joining me on that particular challenge, we're on day 70, which is crazy to think, right? This is a perfect example of how a decision made 90 days ago ultimately shows up in its results today. We're getting really close to that 90-day mark. And, just 70 days ago, it was like, hey, let's remove one thing that's keeping us from being best version of ourselves, or let's add one thing that would make us a better versions of ourselves. And we just made a decision 70 days ago. Now, fast forward 70 days later, I've been doing daily devotionals, been prioritizing my kids in front of everything else. And for me personally, it's been transformative and I now have new positive habits. I've experienced more things with my children. Like I can see the results of that decision 70 days ago, and it's going to continue to be the case as we move forward. But today is day 70 of the hashtag Unrecognizable Challenge. Today is also 9 days until my 48th birthday. That's right, 9 days. For those of you that like to send gifts, my birthday is December 20th. People are like, you have no shame, bro. You have no shame. Don't tell people it's your birthday. Who wants to celebrate your birthday? I'm like, hell, man. That's the one day a year I get. So look, maybe you're a gift giver. I don't know. 2443 Sir Barton Way, Lexington, Kentucky, 40509, I believe is the zip code. Suite 425. Today is 9 days till my 48th birthday. Today is also 739 days until my 50th birthday. This is a really important number. I have some really, really, really big things that I want to accomplish and achieve by my 50th birthday. I made a promise to my wife that something would happen on that particular day, and so I count down the days. So I'm 739 days till my 50th birthday. But that doesn't really affect you. But what affects you is we are 20 days away from 2026. Can you believe it? 20 days away from 2026. That's all we got left, bro. That's all we got left. 20 days away from 2026. Now, I'm coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky. Today, we're looking at a high of 31 degrees, which is the warmest day all week for the next 7 days. High of 31 is all we get. Winter has definitely arrived. Winter has definitely arrived. And as you know, it is a time for the holiday season. It's time for family. It's time to get together, time to reflect on days of the past. What's up, Daryl? 9 years. That's awesome. Time to, reflect on times before. It's also for a lot of people, this is tax write-off season, right? Tax write-off. That whole deal where if you run a business, so on and so forth, it's like, hey, give the money to the government or go buy something. For a lot of people, we're in that particular season right now. And yesterday, we started talking about the steps that we need to take in order to accelerate our growth and impact in the new year. Now, I know whether in this show or outside of this show, a lot of people are talking about 2026. They're talking about what they need to do next. They're talking about that next level. And we're living in a world where a lot of things are moving super, super fast, which is awesome. And so yesterday we started talking about the steps we need to take to accelerate our growth and impact in the next year. If you remember, we talked about if it drains you, mute it. We talked about this yesterday. If there's something that you're listening to music-wise, or maybe there's some sort of show that you listen to, or some sort of podcast or whatever, maybe it's a person that you're listening to. If it drains your energy, you need to mute it. Simple as that. We also talked about if it distracts you, we need to limit it. We can't eradicate distraction, definitely not in today's world. Teams of people, their sole purpose and job is to distract you, to grab your attention. So we talked about if it distracts you, limit it. And then we also talked about if it bores you, release it. Let it go, man. This crazy thing called life, we only live it once. Things should excite you, even if they are boring, doesn't mean they bore you. Does that make sense? There are mundane tasks that are a part of my business. There are mundane tasks, but that doesn't mean I can just get rid of the mundane task. No. I'm still excited to do the mundane task because ultimately I know they're a part of something way bigger. So it's not boring to do mundane things. However, if there are aspects of your life, dude, where it just bores you, doesn't energize you, doesn't excite you, dude, life's too short for that, bro. Life is too short. You see, in order for us to become the best versions of ourselves we could possibly be in 2026 and beyond, we have to get rid of any of the anchors that are holding us down, that are holding us back, that are slowing us down. Yesterday, my friend Grant Cardone jumped on a call. We had a 2-day workshop in person here called the 2026 Sales Accelerator. And then I had my live weekly call with the owners and GMs in 800% Club, owners and GMs of car dealerships. And so I asked my friend Grant if he would come in so we could talk a little bit about 2026, sales acceleration, growth, success, those types of things. And yesterday on the show, I had mentioned the anchors, and I loved it because Grant kind of reiterated this sentiment in his own way yesterday for all of us that were on that particular call. Let me show you a little clip of what I'm talking about. Anthony Paez wants to know, Grant, he says, what are your 3 non-negotiables in the path to success?
Let's see, man. Make a list of stuff you're willing to give up.
Tell me more about that.
What are you doing right now? Look, if you're talking about success, you're talking about something other than what you have right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's never, Elon's looking for success.
Right.
Elon is not happy with, success is not a destination, right? It's not something you arrived at. It's something else. It's the potential from where you are to where you want to be, the next thing. So number one, you got to give up something. You're never going to get to the next place without giving up where you're at. So you need to make a list of things you need to give up today. I have a bunch of things I need to give up today that are things that helped me 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I have to give up. Okay. Number two, remind yourself of the target. And I would add to that the target needs to be rich enough that it changes everything for everyone around you. So number one is what am I willing to give up? Maybe you got to give up drugs, alcohol. Maybe you have to give up the house you live in. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Most times it's not, by the way. Most of the time it's a good thing. You got to give up something you love. So like in 2012, I sold a house that I loved. I was living in Los Angeles and I had this beautiful house. I had my dream house. And I went to my wife. I said, look, we got to sell this house. I need to get the equity to go work. And I built the equity up in this house and I gave it up. And she agreed with me. She's like, okay, whatever you think. And then I took that money and I invested it and we became renters. We moved to Miami and became renters. It was very, very painful, extremely painful. We also had 4 dogs. We gave the 4 dogs away. So, hey, we don't have the time for this. We cannot do what we want to do and the 4 dogs and the 2 kids. And so we gave the 4 dogs away. We loved all 4 of them, by the way. I know some of you can't imagine giving up your dogs. And then I had to give up going to, I quit going to NADA conferences. No offense to anybody, but I'm like, I can't keep going to those. They're just not paying off for me.
Right.
And then, so number one, you got to give up something. 2, the change needs to be big enough that it changes the life of everybody. And number 3, you need to surround yourself. You need to get a mentor that believes that you can 10X. So like Glenn is not going to move into other industries. Car dealers are not going to let him do it. Okay. They might support him, but they're not going to help him.
Right.
You remember Bob Moore? You remember the guy Bob Moore?
That's old GC jabbing at me, by the way. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's jabbing at me. Anytime somebody tells me I can't do something, he knows that if you tell me I can't do something, that I'm going to go after it. So he's been jabbing at me to expand. He has been asking me to serve the people in the auto industry the way that I do and to do it well, and to also serve those that are not in the auto industry with a similar gusto, right? We have our Rise and Grind morning show here that is a hodgepodge of all people from all different backgrounds and so on and so forth, whereas my training and consulting company is specifically in auto. So yeah, Grant is good about that. But the whole point of that clip was you have to let go in order to go to that next place. You have to pull up the anchors. You have to pull up the anchors. So anyways, we talked about those things yesterday. We're going to go into a couple more steps today before we do that. What we got to do on this show. We got to do some dancing. Let's go. Some chair dancing. I feel like I'm like a top 10 chair dancer globally. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I got to be a top 10 chair dancer globally because I've been dancing in this chair for so many years on this show, and a lot of times it's just the same song every day, but that's because this song hits. Right? You feel me? But listen, wherever you are, I need you to do some dancing too, all right? I do some dancing in the chair. You go dancing across your house. If you're out on a run, you can pick up the pace for the next minute and a half. If you're lifting weights, make those weights a little bit heavier. Don Sankey for the next minute and a half. If you're overseas, maybe you're at work, maybe you're at the office, maybe you're carpooling, maybe you're taking your kids, whatever it is that you're doing, just get that body in motion. Object in motion stays in motion. Object at rest stays at rest. This is also part of the show where I need you to please hit that share button. That's right. Hit that share button. Because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. Last but not least, this is the part of the show where I want to say, where you say good morning to me and I say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it and say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Feel free to put where you're from. Good morning from Iowa. Good morning from Virginia. Good morning from wherever. Go ahead and drop that in the chat. All right? And I'll say good morning to you. Does that sound fair? All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, good morning. Hi, Marilyn Wilkin. Great to see you. What's up? Kat Perez is in the building. Miss Liza Myers-Borges is in the building. Great to see you, Liza. Tosh Queen says, let's dance. That's what's up. Robin Wilshans is in the building. Don Sankey is in the building. Good morning, Don Sankey. Alexandria Nicole is up in here. How you doing, Alexandria? Tanya Robinson is in the building. Maria Lind is in the building. Wes Storm is in the building. Kevin Fadley, good morning, good morning. Young Johnson, good morning, good morning. Joan Goebel, good morning. Tony Thorstad. Tony, by the way, there was a gentleman came up to me yesterday. He was here for our 2-day workshop. The gentleman was here for our 2-day workshop. And at the end of the 2 days, he came up to me and he was like, bro, this just transformed my life. And if you get a chance, say thank you to Tony Thorstad, because Tony is the one that connected me with you. And Tony is the one that told me about this event. And this event just transformed my life. So Tony, you sharing a free 2-day workshop with this young man made a massive impact. That's freaking cool, man. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much for supporting me and 800%. But more importantly, thanks for taking 2 seconds to share with somebody an opportunity that could transform their lives. I love that. Bella Rigby, good morning. Thank you for being here. Sarah Green, good morning. Thank you for being here. Spencer Tarasi, thanks for being in the building. Patricia Frudenberg is here. Tara Hope is here. My boy Frank Knox is in the building. Let's go, Frank. Frank is my guy. I love that guy. Tanya Colquhoun is in the building. Thanks for being here, Tanya. I really appreciate it. James Rideout is here. Thank you for being here, Mr. Rideout. Mr. Jeremy Nowling is in the building. Denny Rust is in the building. We've got, I already said that name. Ramon Ray is in the building. Great to see you, Ramon. Wendy Reeves is in the building. Maria Lind, I don't know if I said your name, but I'll say it again. Ramon says he's coming in from New Jersey, the vacation capital of the world. Mike Strong is in the building. Rodney Hatfield's in the building. Malika Carey is in the building. Rich Pintrick in the building. Michelle Gravely, thanks for being here. That's right, it is a frozen tundra. All right, Christy is in the building. Kevin, let me see, that's Christy McNaughton with Kristen Ferran McNaughton. Love that name. Kevin A. Masciantonio. Masciantonio. Kevin A. Masciantonio. I'll get it. Tara Hope is in the building. Blaine Price in the building. Dude, we're packed in here today. Thank you guys so much. Sonia's in the building. All right, let's go. I love it. Yesterday, we also talked about how in order to accelerate next year, we have to really attack our mornings. How you doing, GA? How you doing, Antonio? What's up, Cheryl? We have to really attack our mornings, man. The morning 5, dude. Every single day, we need to hit that up. And if you haven't done so, you need to go grab your morning 5 planner so that you can do that. All right. TheMorning5Planner.com. You can get a digital version or a paper version. When you get the paper version, we'll include the digital version as well. But this is where you're going to write down your gratitude, write down your goals. This is where you're going to read a motivational quote every day submitted by actual members of our community. This is where you're going to track your day. What are you doing at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, so on and so forth. Grab your Morning 5 planner. Go to TheMorning5Planner.com. If you have teams of people, these are great Christmas gifts. We just had my boy, I don't want to say who it was just in case he hasn't given them to them yet. I think he did, though. But my boy had a driver come pick some up yesterday because he wanted his 8 general managers to all have a Morning 5 planner so that they could each day together talk about the motivational quote that's in there, spark conversations so that his team could change the way they start their day, make a massive impact in 2026. So if you've got a team, maybe it's family members, maybe there's some young people you got in your house that are growing up, dude, the Morning 5 planner, go grab a copy for yourself and go grab a copy for them. But it's so important that you attack your day every single day. How did we get to 5:54 already? Oh my gosh. Okay, step 3. Step 3 is you need to build before you broadcast. Build before you broadcast. All right, 2026, I believe, belongs to builders, not performers, not the loudest voices. Like, I truly believe that things have reached such a fever pitch point that we're so over the noise, right? We as humanity, we're just so over the noise. Before, like, if you were the loudest one, the boisterous one, the whatever, but nowadays, like, we're so sensitive to all, or so desensitized to all this stuff. We've seen so much crazy stuff, right? Like, it's just not the case anymore. Like, the future is going to be handed to the builders. And the key is to build quietly and then launch loudly. Right? Like me, Ramon, my team, we're quietly building right now. We're quietly building. We've been for the last couple months quietly building 2026, right? Today in my team meeting, we're literally going through every day of next year, what it looks like, what's going to launch, so on and so forth. We're quietly building right now. And then when it comes time to launch, the blueprint's executed, it's already built. And then when it comes time to launch, we'll launch loudly. But some people like to just be loud. Oh, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, guess what? Here's what's happening. Oh, guess what? I just did. Don't get me wrong. I've had seasons of that myself. But this is the year of the builder. What you can build utilizing AI tools, what you can build utilizing the community and network that you have around you, what you can build based on the wisdom and the skills you've learned over the years, what you can build based on the books that you've read, the conferences and workshops that you've gone to, what you can build based on your morning 5 daily routine, which is the foundation of everything. We are moving into the era of the builders, which, if you're like, I don't really understand, just go back in time 100 years and you'll see the same thing happened before. They called it the Industrial Revolution, where the builders became the future mega companies of the world. New technologies advanced onto the scene, and while some people were standing on the corner shouting about the end of the world, the builders were quietly building assembly lines, manufacturing warehouses. They were laying out the blueprints for railroads to get across the United States of America like it was a season for builders. And that's where we're at again. So listen, step 3 is I want you to really take the time to build before you broadcast. You know, we see this, and I'm not going to get into all these other steps. I'm just going to have to save them for tomorrow. You see this a little bit in the AI world. Everybody's like, oh, the AI can do this. So then they slap like a brand on it, and then they try to sell it as fast as they can, right? They sell it, and then we've already seen 99% of these companies get gobbled up. They disappear. Like, everybody signs up for it real quick, and then everybody pulls out because Google just launched whatever. And like, it's this constant game of like, you know, everybody's like, oh, look over there, shiny object, shiny object, shiny object. But then there are those companies in this AI world that are just quietly building. They're quietly building the future. And when they launch, they're going to launch loudly. And those are the companies that stick. So build quietly, launch loudly. All right, let's go into step 4, since we do have a little bit of time for that. Step 4 in 2026, I need you to stop asking the question, why me? Stop looking at different situations in your life and saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Oh my gosh, can you believe that happened? I am a victim. Like, in 2026, you have to stop asking why me, and it's time for you to upgrade your questions. It is insane, Jeremy. It's time for you to upgrade your questions, and here's what I mean by that. In 2026, I'm going to challenge you. Anytime that you face a challenge, anytime you face a struggle, anytime you face an unfairness, or anytime you think that something is happening to you instead of through you, I want you to upgrade your question. And instead of saying, why me? I want you to start saying, who am I becoming through this? Who am I becoming through this? Those of you that are my age or somewhere close around there, you remember the Karate Kid, and you remember Danielson was sitting in there with Mr. Miyagi, and Mr. Miyagi was like, I need you to go wax my car. I need you to go paint the fence. I need you to go do all these things. And Daniel was complaining, Mr. Miyagi, why do you have me? Why do you have me painting the fence? Why do you have me washing your car? I want to learn how to fight. And then all of a sudden, he gets in the middle of a big battle. And when he gets in the middle of the battle, the guy tries to hit him, and wax on, wax off. Guy tries to hit him again, paint the fence, paint the fence. And he's just defending and blocking, and right? The waxing and the waning and the painting and all of those things. He was becoming a warrior. Meanwhile, he was complaining all along the way. The same is true for me, and the same is true for you. All of these things that we are experiencing, dude, it's turning you into a warrior. So let's upgrade our questions. Let's elevate our questions and stop saying, why me? And start asking, who am I becoming? Imagine how much easier it would have been on Danielson mentally if he would have said, Mr. Miyagi, I really appreciate this thing. I'm waxing on and I'm waxing off and I'm painting the fence and I'm painting the fence. Do you mind sharing with me how this directly relates with everything that it is that I am becoming? Because I know, Mr. Miyagi, you have a plan for me. Would have been a lot easier on him mentally instead of crying and whining and fighting and ba, 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 ba. You feel me? So listen, the same is true for you. You, my friend, are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And if you want, just go ahead and characterize that God as Mr. Miyagi, allowing you to experience lessons, allowing you to experience challenges, allowing you to experience frustration, guiding you in ways that you do not understand. But ultimately, if you can elevate your questions and stop saying, why me? And instead say, who am I becoming through all of this? The questions that you ask ultimately determine the expansiveness of your path. We'll go into that more tomorrow. Until then, know that I absolutely stinking love you. I do. If nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And it's out of love that I'm here to tell you 2026 started 2 months ago. So if you haven't started yet, start today. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. Second best time, today. Got to get ready for what's coming. The world is changing around us, and there is opportunity in all of it. But only if you can follow the steps required to accelerate and become the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again right here on #RiseAndGrind. Have a great day. See you.
It's 5:30 a.m. and the world's awake. Glenn Lundy in the house, no time to break. Husband to one, father to nine. This is the anthem, this is the grind. Let's go. Rise and grind every single day. 5:30 in the morning, Glenn's leading the way. Husband to one, father to nine. Host of the show, man, it's time to shine. Rise and grind, keep the fire alive. Motivation daily, we all gon' thrive. From the stage to the mic, he's one of a kind. This is the anthem, rise and grind. Before the sunrise, he's sparking the flame. Millions inspired, remember the name. Faith, family, future. He's leading with love, dropping daily wisdom that comes from above.